7 games is plus 600. And if they do it in 6 games, it's plus 700.
If Cleveland sweeps, my heart will explode.
The Cleveland to win in 6 games for plus 700, this is very tempting.
The Yankees are favored. I love to see it.
Well, of course they are, dude.
Of course the Yankees are favored. They have a better record technically by 2 wins, but
yeah, but I said this to you guys last time. Like, I could certainly be wrong, but outside of 17 and 18, every fucking year we hear the same thing. The Dodgers are going to get to the World Series and win it.
Oh, the Dodgers always have like the #1 World Series odds.
Right, but they don't though.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Yankees. The Yankees are going to get to the World Series and they're going to win, and then they don't. So I find it hard to believe this is the year. I know we said it last year and we did it the year before that, but this is the year. We hear that every year.
Vegas is like with the Yankees with how, Cowboys fans are.
Yeah, but that's why I can't believe in the Dodgers or the Yankees.
I feel like the whole media wants the Yankees with the Dodgers World Series.
Oh, the media would eat that up.
They want that every year.
They want that. Manfred wants that every year.
Again, I could be completely wrong, and both of them get in, one of them gets in, but every single year and even if one of them or both of them do, it still doesn't negate the fact that for probably the last 15 years we've been hearing the same thing, and outside of 17 and 18, these teams don't fucking get there.
And I think in 17, there was something different with that Dodger team.
Oh,
that Dodger team was clutch.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
If Houston didn't bang, I think the Dodgers are winning that series.
17 should have been the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, that alone, and
that's what it should have been.
And that's why the Dodgers were so pissed when that bang shit came out, because they were like, they knew they got fucked over.
Yeah, I just can't I can't bet any money for the Dodgers or the Yankees to win the pennant. I just can't. Like,
at least the Astros lately, even though their dynasty is dying, they've been able to get the job done. Sometimes.
Win the pennant.
Win the pennant or even get the job done.
Sure, yeah.
Like in 22, 17,
19. They lost to the Nationals in 19.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say this. I hope it bites the Fox crew in the ass saying the Yankees have the easiest road.
Well, Derek Jeter, the thing about him and A-Rod is they are naturally biased for the Yankees. And they have always been. It's obvious.
ALCS MVP.
Oh, you know who I think that could be? You know who I think that could be? For some reason, I'm getting Lane Thomas vibes. Because I feel like he's got a lot of confidence right now.
He's plus 3,500. That's
Lane Thomas. I feel like he's going to come through in the big moments.
I'm not.
We know your favorite saying. I'm not saying anything.
I'm real tempted to go with David Fry.
David, if it's May David Fry, then yes.
There's a name that you haven't said yet.
Dude, David Fry isn't even on here.
Wow. David Fry's not even
Brandon,
what?
think our shortstop. That's all I'm saying.
Rocchio?
Yeah.
He could. I just
I'm half tempted to take just half the Cleveland lineup, which I'm probably gonna do.
I don't think it's going to be a pitcher
No.
on either side, no matter who wins.
Dude, I'm tempted to take, what's his name? Quan?
I'm just still getting Lane Thomas vibes. I don't know, man. Lane Thomas reminds me of a postseason hero, like an Eddie Rosario.
Yeah.
Or
This is pissing me off. I want to take Fry now, and I can't. I like Josh Naylor, but I just
Josh Naylor, I feel like he's gonna do his thing, but it's not gonna be like ALCS MVP, you know. I feel like ALCS MVP or any MVP in the postseason means you got there in the big moments. You did something in the big moments. You showed up. That's, you know, bases loaded, bases clearing double. You did it.
What about where is it? Andres Jimenez.
I don't know about him in general, though. I mean, I feel like he's one of the more bottom tier. Like, he's not bad, but I think he's more of like the bottom tier of the guards lineup.
He is, but
I feel like a lot of the reason he's still even in this situation the Guardians are with him is because he's a good defensive second baseman.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't be in the playoffs if we didn't have him.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying his impact doesn't matter. I think his impact means a lot for you guys. But like I said, most of that is coming from defense.
Honestly, he was our best offensive player in the second half.
Well, to be fair, a lot of you guys had a rough August. I mean, there was a couple stints where you guys were losing like 6 or 7 in a row. So I think that whole lineup just went cold.
We haven't beat the Yankees since 2016 in the series.
Here's another thing, okay?
I mean,
Austin, here's another thing. Do you realize how much pressure is on the Yankees right now? It's laughable, I know.
Everything in their mama's house.
The media wants them in. And I always say this, and I say this with every sport. There's nothing more dangerous than a team that has nothing to lose.
The Mets, the Guardians.
The Guardians have nothing to lose. There's a reason that, for example, during the game today, I know this is football, but with the Falcons, there's this thing called a trap game. Okay? Where you could be a really good ass team, but you face like the shittiest team imaginable, and they could beat you because you're just not, you have the pressure on you. You have to win this game.
Maybe it's a good thing my team doesn't have to keep the pressure.
You need to be happy your team is the underdog.
You guys got the best closer, though. I love Class A, bro.
Well,
Because if the Guardians lose, then it's going to be like, oh, the Guardians lost. We expected this. If the Yankees lose, it's going to be, the Yankees blew it again. The Yankees.
they blew it again, and they blew it to a team that most people think they should have beat.
Yeah.
If the Yankees lost to, I hate to say this, but they lost to like a powerhouse Astros team, you're gonna be like, all right, this makes sense, right?
But if they lose this series, they're going to tear them apart.
Right, and that's the other thing too. You have a team. Oh, we're supposed to beat the Guardians. The easiest easiest path to the World Series.
Like Jeter said.
You're right.
Again, that's putting pressure on the Yankees.
Well, it is at the same time, but you see teams that, oh yeah, we're gonna win anyways. Doesn't matter, we're gonna win anyways, and then they don't win because they don't show up, right? All you have to do is be there, and we'll win the game, and then the next thing you know, you lose.
Right. Like I said, there's nothing more scarier than a team that literally has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
The Guardians have nothing to lose.
That's the same thing with the Mets. The Mets are completely playing with house money. Nobody expected them to
I'm not gonna lie, I never thought at the beginning of the season as a Braves fan, and I obviously have to deal with that division the most. I was not scared of the Mets. At the beginning of the season, I was like, whatever. They already came out and said we're preparing for 2025.
Yep.
They're like, I do not need to worry about them. It's us and the Phillies.
That's why I put.
And through the first month of the season, I was like, I kept saying to Austin, because I'm in a group chat with Austin and a few of my other friends, and I kept saying, they'll fall off again. They're gonna come back down to earth, and a lot of times they were. Like they would go on a big winning streak, and then they'd lose like 6 or 7 straight. I'd be like, "Yep, it's the Mets. They're back. They're back down to earth." And then once the second half hit, I mean, they stopped going into losing streaks, and I was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?"
I took the. Oh, you probably saw it, but I bet it was the end of July. I placed a bet for the Guardians to beat the Mets in the World Series.
Oh wow. And the fact that they're both almost there is like.
And then I took another bet. I took the Mets to make it to the World Series and, win the pennant.
Yeah. This year was disappointing for us because, well, when we lost to the Padres, I just sat there and stared at my TV. I was like, you know what? I'm happy for the Padres. The last 2 years, I was like, fuck, like I'm heartbroken. This is gonna tear me up for like a week. But it was like this year, I was like staring at my TV and I was like, you know what? What did I expect? All the goddamn injuries we went through this year. It's a miracle that we were even in the playoffs. We basically were the Gwinnett Stripers.
Yeah, it kind of is. And I mean, you had the fucking
Chris, and you want to know what the icing on the cake was for the yeah, you want to know what the icing on the cake was for our 2024 season? The last game of the season, we got a notification. Chris Sale will be out. I was like, you know what? That's the icing on the cake.
I mean, I'll be honest, dude, having a Triple Crown winner is very, very special.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? It sucks because I wish we could have stayed healthy all year. And I believe, people say, well, Acuna was struggling. You know why Acuna was struggling? I think Acuna was hiding an injury. I think something was bothering him.
Losing Albies was big too, bro.
Oh yeah, we lost Obbies for a total of 2 months worth of games. We lost Harris for a total of 2 months worth of games. We lost Acuna for like 5 months. We didn't have Strider for the whole season, basically. AJ Minter went down. I mean, it was insanity. Reynaldo Lopez was out most of September.
Fucking Lopez, dude. Fucking Lopez. Fuck that guy.
Guardian fix.
I fucking hate that guy. Fuck him.
I liked him when he came out of the Guardians bullpen with the Michael Myers theme song.
And I mean, it's more of like a what did I expect? But I always say this.
Hey, can I borrow him?
No. I always say this. You know what, Phillies and Mets? Have your fun. Have your fun. Because guess what? We're going to be fully healthy next year. And I always say this, we had so much bad fucking karma this year. I feel like next year has to be a year where everything goes right.
Are you sure I can't borrow?
I'm very sure. And we know what this team's capable of, what we did in 2023. Everybody's going to come back fully healthy. So I said, you know what? Let the Phillies and the Mets have their fun now.
Wow. All right, so I don't want to alarm you, but here's the double-edged sword with what Annapolis did. So I remember Jeff Pazan was talking about, right? He locked all these guys up. Super smart. In short-term contract, he locked all these guys up and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's great. And what happened this year is exactly what I warned people about. That's awesome that you have all these guys locked up. What happens if they slump or they get injured?
I mean, it's still a good sign though. If everybody does get injured, you can still expect to be in the playoffs though.
Sure, yeah. But it's
But what I'm saying is, if we stayed healthy all year, an 89 win team could have won the division and maybe had over 100 wins and been the only team to have over 100 wins if we just stayed healthy.
yeah. Again, it's a different blueprint. I'm not saying that the blueprint is wrong, but there's
I get, the guys could slump. It's the risk of giving 8, 9 year contracts.
yeah, there's again, like there's no like right or wrong, right?
I mean, I guess you got to try it.
Way. Yeah, it's just a different way. That's all that it is.
If everything goes right, which so far it has, it's just this year it was just bad luck. And like I said, I think next year we're going to be back, fully healthy.
Yeah, and nobody stays healthy forever. It's not like.
And I just look at it like 2024 was just a bad karma year. And next year, most things hopefully should go our way. It's usually how things work. One year you might have everything not go your way, and then the next year you have everything go your way. I mean, I look at it, like this Guardians team. I mean, I know we're a lot, us at our best compared to the Guardians at their best. I mean, we're a shit ton better because we won 104 games last year. But I'm comparing it as like 2022. The Guardians won their division. They got to the playoffs. Yeah, they lost to the Yankees, unfortunately. But then in 23, the whole team slumped. It was just a bad luck the whole year. Injuries hit them, and everything. Then they come back this year, and they're in the ALCS. Sometimes that's just how baseball works.
They haven't made this point since 2016.
I mean, I'm very confident in my team because I know what we're capable of when we're fully healthy, and I know next year we'll be fully healthy. We're probably not going to have Acuna until the beginning of June, but that's okay. I'd rather Acuna not rush back like he did a couple years ago.
The superstition in me when I saw that Acuna was out, I was like, oh fuck, the Braves are gonna win the World Series.
Oh,
they're gonna go on this thing where like we have Acuna, we're really good, and then you don't win the World Series, and then Acuna's injured, he's out.
You know what's funny? I actually know people that when Acuna went down, I know people who literally slapped bets on the Braves to win the World Series.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Because they were like, tomorrow, this team's going to start a 20-game winning streak or some shit.
So, I want to say...
Austin was telling me though earlier in the year, he's like, I'm getting 2021 vibes from this team. I was like, I don't know about that.
400 bucks in my pocket. And that's because I bet Chris Sale.
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh,
You know what's funny? I love how we donkey fucked the Red Sox. Oh, that was. And we gave him a bum. I'm sorry, but Vaughn Grissom's not that good.
when did you place that bet?
All the way back.
March.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I remember him texting me. It was back in March.
I can't talk. What was it? Like a plus what?
It was plus like 3,000 or something.
Shut the fuck up.
And he's gonna get it.
So I'll get 400 bucks. I called that.
Well, he won the Triple Crown.
Yeah, so he already got it locked up.
Yeah, there's no question about the Cy Young winners this year.
Oh, it's Skubal and Sale.
Yeah, there's no way.
Even though Skubal shit it up in the playoffs, but then again, these are regular season
Well, I mean,
awards.
The Guardians, think about this. The Guardians were the first team to score a run-up.
Oh, that was like the first run that he'd given up. I think they said on the broadcast is like August.
August 28th, yeah.
The WBBA awards do not count the postseason stats.
Yeah, like your MVP and your MVP is going to be Ohtani as much as people are like, see, Lindor is the MVP now.
It will be Ohtani.
50-50.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll argue that 40-70 to me is more impressive, but that's a different conversation.
I don't want to get into the bigger bases, stolen bases thing.
I mean, he didn't steal 70 bags though, but that's another conversation for another.
Well, no, it's not that. It's the stolen base record now with bigger bases are a new record. So yeah, 7 days.
What's Ricky Hendricks'
120. He stole 120 bags in 1 year. And that was with tinier bases. But you're comparing this to like the best base stealer the game has ever seen.
Well, having bigger
What's
bases.
the odds that LED breaks that?
40-70? God, I was kind of scared this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. He could, I guess.
Are you talking about the 40-70 or just the stolen bases in general?
The single season stolen base record. You would have to average at least one stolen base for like almost every game.
The thing is, Ellie could do that. That's so crazy to think
But the
about.
thing is to me, is like I've seen so many fast runners in my life. For example, I know he was kind of a terrible hitter, so I guess maybe this is the reason he didn't do it. Billy Hamilton is one of the fastest players I've ever seen. And he couldn't even hit like
What? The thing that
he didn't even hit 60.
The Ellie De La Cruz can hit and get on base. He may strike out a ton, but he gets on base.
I think I'd need this. I would agree with you if I see De La Cruz fix his strikeout problem.
But here's another thing I gotta bring up. Francona will easily fix his strikeout problem.
Okay, 120 stolen bases. How many months are there in a season? Like 6? April, May, June, July, August, September, 6. You would have to average 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. You would have to average 20 stolen bases a month to even tie Ricky's record. And I'm not saying that's impossible.
For Ellie, that might be doable.
What's his record in a month?
Wait, Ellie's or Ricky's?
Ellie did.
Ellie is 23. He had 23 in May.
Yeah, but what was the rest of them? How many did he finish with in total?
Let me look. Shit, it's giving me postseason stats. One second.
Because I would have said Acuna before the injury.
He ended with 70.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. Say that again.
He ended with 70.
He could. Yeah,
I guess so, but that's
I think he would have to if he were to do that.
big gap, dude. That's a
Okay, so
gap.
mind you, in 2023, Acuna hit 336 and he stole 73 bags. Now, you compare that to Ellie's average, which I'm saying same amount of stolen bases, damn near. Ellie hit like what, 270,
259.
259. I think if Ellie can put up a 330 type season like Acuna, he can do it. Because obviously you're getting on base more and you're getting more hits if you're hitting 330 something compared to 250. I always thought it could be Acuna, but now I'm kind of questioning it because I think Acuna is gonna, slow down a little bit. Not like his power or any of that stuff, but I think he's gonna go from like what he could be doing is stealing like 70 bags. I think he's gonna go down to at least 40 or 50 a year. I don't think he's gonna try that as much. But then again, I mean, he came back from one ACL. And you know what the best news about Acuna's injury though is? The good news about it is it was a different knee. It wasn't the same one. I think it would have been worse if it was the same ACL.
Why do you say that?
Because if you can recover, I mean, look how he recovered from one. I mean, he came back, won the MVP. He fully healed that one up. Now, I'm not saying he can't re-injure it, but now this is a different knee we're talking about, not the same one. So if he came back from one and the other one's fully healed, he can get this one fully healed. Now, obviously, it comes with a risk of re-injury. That's what I'm saying. I think it actually would have been worse if he tore the same ACL twice. I think that would have been way harder on him. So I actually think it was, obviously it's not good for any ACL to be torn, but I think it helped him in a way because he didn't tear one twice. It was a totally different one. It was his other knee. And you can kind of. But I always have this theory that he fucked something up because in April, nothing was there. I mean, April and May, he was hitting like 250. He was not himself. I always had this thought that maybe he fucked something up. But and he just wasn't. And then when against the Pirates, when he fell, and that was it. It finally gave out. I don't think he was himself. Like I said, once in that game against the Pirates, it just finally I'm giving out.
think I'm gonna call it.
All right. Yeah, it's 2:10. At least here. I don't know if you guys that are listening live on the West Coast, but
Alfonso's on the West Coast.
okay, so it's 12:10 over there. Um, that's